Hello and welcome, I'm Misstical, this is Misstical Gaming, and we're going to do a guide on a GR2-19. Now I thought I'd do something a little bit different for this. I'm not sure if everyone's got the gear requirements or got the champions or stuff like that, so I've gone through the friends list. I've got rid of everyone who hasn't been online for like over a week or whatever, and it's left me with about 15 spaces. So with that, there are 15 spaces on my friends list. If you want it, find me in game and I will just accept anyone. I'm not a big, I don't look into who's friending me or whatever, so just feel free to hit me up. And then what I've done is I've added the champions that I use in this to the assist. So if you want to use any of them, you can either say, can I try this character, and I'll happily swap them over, just send me a message in game, or take one of the ones that are there and see if that makes it work for you. I'm sort of hoping this idea will sort of maybe catch on, or other people can use it, or we can sort of help each other out as a community, that sort of thing. So that's the start of this. As you can see, I'm using Laurel for this system of doing GR2-19. If you don't have one, she's there. If you're worried about vortex or how heavy to build your vortex, there's a vortex there, feel free to use that one. And there's an Idril there as well, but I'm happy to swap that. I use Maul as well, so Maul can go in there, or anything else. So if you need one, just if you sent me a message in game, just say, can you swap the champion, and so I can borrow it, that sort of thing. So without further ado, let's get into the guide and have a look at GR2-19. So we're going to go into GR2-19. Last time I did this, I did the video with Sadie doing like a damage reduction type scenario. This time we're going with Laurel, and we take champions out the way of the Golem Shriek, which is the big AoE damage that does I think it's 150% of the target's HP, which is always a blow, because the best you're normally going to get is 100% of your HP. So when he does 150% damage, you're mostly dead. Right, so the quick start off on this. Now the first thing we're going to do is put down our single target damage dealer. In this case I'm using Idril, but you feel free to use Silas, Nocturne, or anyone else. Cost is an issue in this setup, so think about that as well. That may be an issue for you later on. But essentially you just want your best single target nuker to nuke down the two adds that are coming down. Also we're using Laurel. She goes down because of a talent, increases rage regen attack, but I think it means auto, by 1. Additionally, upon death provides surrounding allies with a restoration of 50% of their rage cap upon death. So put her down, recall her, and you'll see the rage bar jump straight up for you, so you can start getting onto her ultimates. That's what we're doing, and that's why we're using her. Once the adds are dead, we can get our DPS out. The next thing that happens is the boss turns up. Now he's going to do Golem Shriek. Now that does 150% of your hero's max HP, which is generically more than you've got. So you either take a Sadie to reduce damage, or you just make sure you haven't got anyone on the battlefield at the time. So the boss is going to do his Shriek. He'll do 150% of the damage, 150% of your max HP, which is fine because we've got no one out there. So we're dodging this, for want of a better description. We now have two things to deal with at once. Firstly, we have something called solid impact coming our way. The Golden Guardian accelerates forward and collides with the first hero in the path, dealing massive damage to both the target and the Golden Guard himself. Okay? Now the next thing that happens is Earthquake. So we've got the Golden Guard coming down, and he's going to do massive damage, and we've got Earthquake happening at the same time. Now Earthquake is a move by the boss, and he deals 3 consecutive high physical damage strikes to all targets 3 times. That's 3 strikes 3 times. So the next champion we place down is Decimus, and the reason for this is a very particular skill. Defiance. So when his HP drops to 0, the hero remains alive and continues to fight for 8 seconds. During this time, his attack will increase to 105%, and he will die immediately after the duration and cannot be revived. That's not an issue. It's the fact that he stays there for the 8 seconds, and we are going to use that 8-second window. So we get ready to place Decimus down on the field. We've got the golden guard coming down, accelerating towards us. That's going to deal that massive damage upon hitting the first hero it comes into contact with. The other thing that's happening is the boss is doing Earth Shake. So it's left hand, right hand, both hands hit the floor. And then that's one cycle, and he does that 3 times. So on that first cycle, you're watching do right hand, left hand. The guard is coming towards you, and when he hits both hands down on the floor, there'll be a yellow flash, and this is just before the guard comes towards you, and it's a yellow flash you're waiting for. As soon as that goes off, that's when you release Decimus onto the field of battle. Now during the next 8 seconds, while Decimus is not dead, can't die, whatever, the next ad will come down, and he will do the same thing. Again, Decimus is already in that not dead, undead state. Wait for the boss to have finished off his shake. Decimus would disappear. Get your tank up behind Decimus, ready to take the next set of damage when they come down and kill the ads off. And then also place your healer up. Now you can use any tank you want pretty much. You can use Olag, or you can use the new tank Crodor. Either work. So once the golden guards accelerate the one tile into your tank, they will do massive AoE damage to themselves, and they die. Immediately withdraw your tank. So next down I'm placing Maul. Now you need your AoE damage here, so either use Karmit, Viera, or anyone else you've got who's a big AoE damage dealer. You can find some legendaries to do it, but if not, feel free to use Maul. You'll all have one, you've just got to build him up for it. So once Maul's down, we add in Dolores, and then it's a quick in and out with Laurel just to get their ultimates up and running. See, Dolores is almost straight up, and Maul's is at around 80%ish when she was on and off the map. And we are just waiting for everyone to come in range. Keep your healer on the map, because that's who the ads are targeting. Now when these last top 2, and we've got our 6 in range, that's when we let Maul off with his nuke. Soon as Maul has nuked everyone, start withdrawing everyone off the map as quickly as possible. The faster you get people off the map now, it gives you more time later on. Well, technically it gives you the same amount of time, but the time difference between those spaces is greater for you. You've taken them off the map, they can start that regenning time before you have to get them back on again. So this time is much like the last time. We've got the golden guards coming down, but this time we've got them coming down from the left and from the right. So as before, we've got Decimus on the left, and this time I'm using Baron on the right hand side. He's an unkillable tank. He has that unyielding, again can't be killed, 8 seconds, and it's that 8-second window we like. Now, there's no precise timing this time. The ads are coming down, the golden guards, and the boss is doing Earthquake at pretty much the same time. There isn't a great deal to worry about timing wise. You can chuck them up pretty much as soon as you like. Now as soon as Earthshake is finished, put your 2 tanks down. I'm using Olag and Codor. Put them down and release the tanks in front of them. If they haven't already died, then the golden guards will accelerate into them and die. The next thing you have to do, very importantly, is put your healer down. This is because it's going to be the target for the 2 ads that come in at the left and right hand side. Throwing boulders, they will hit your healer. Now you can use any healer you like, but it's easier if you use an HP based healer because you can make them nice and tanky. So put your healer down. In this case I've used Vortex, but as long as it's tanky enough, use anyone you like. Now the next person down is Idril, she's going down again, or your single target DPS person is going down again. It's just to start building up their ultimate. Now this time round, when I place Maul, I place them at the back. This is because I have to get rid of the tanks at some point, so their revive time can cycle around fast enough for them to be used in the next phase. After he's down, Dolores is down, I am now waiting on the coin cock to come through so I can do Laurel down and out again. As soon as she's gone, I trigger Dolores' ultimate, and I'm just waiting for the final few ads at the top of the screen to come down far enough for Maul to fire off his ultimate. Once that's done, I'm getting rid of the tanks. Have to get rid of them soon because I need them for the next phase and I need that revive time to go round. Now I need all of these dead before the Shriek is done, and then as soon as it's done, it's a matter of trying to regain as much coin cost as I can before the boss actually kills us all and I get no coins back for it. Now as you can see, I'm left with 3 heroes I can place back down. Now I'm placing Baron on the left hand side this time, and that is so I can get round to Decimus, and I'm waiting for that same trick to go ahead. The boss has just done his left hand for the Earth Shake. We are just waiting for both of them to come down now. We can see him raising them up. We'll just wait for those to come back down, wait for the yellow flash, and then it is released Decimus into the game, and that's the point we want to go for. Now I have to place Baron down first, because there isn't enough time to place Decimus down and then come back for Baron. Once the second ad comes down, collides with Decimus, that will kill him off, and it gives me a few seconds just to immediately grab Volker, put her down. She'll take the hit from the first one, hit from the second one, they both die, and so does she. Now you see, this will give us just enough time to grab our tank and do the same on the left hand side. So Olad's going down, he would take a hit from the first ad and the second one, he's almost dead, the boss will come down and one-shot him, so he's dead from the boss. Decimus is back up, so I place Decimus behind the boss, turning the boss around. So the boss would turn and then start attacking Decimus. He would then go into what's known as an enraged state. His blue back would turn red and he would start smashing the ground. Just wait for him to get over himself, and once he's killed Decimus, he would be a nice blue colour, turn around again. Place a tank down, he would turn around and start attacking the tank. Place your healer down to heal the tank. And then it's just a matter of placing DPS on and DPSing the boss down. This part really isn't that tricky, but it's a shame not to be too careful here and get yourself killed just as you've got the final boss to go. With 26 out of 27, you don't want to make a mistake now, because all you've got to do is kill the boss. So I put them all down, and it's the coin cost that is slowing everything down for us. That's the only issue you've got, really. So just keep an eye on your tank. I'm using Crodor, he's down there, been healed by Vortex, it's absolutely no issues whatsoever. He's still in the same gear I had it in yesterday, so he's in full defense gear and not in HP at all. So don't worry about your tank too much, they will be able to take it, particularly with a healer there. And now it's just a slow DPS race down. There's not even really a race, it's just the DPS is going to slowly do it for you. I've got both of them down now, they're both tickling away at the boss and he goes down little by little. It's a shame the game can't speed it up for me, really. I've only got it on 1x speed, but I could put it up a bit faster. That's the boss down, and that is 219 cleared nice and easily without a Sadie. It's been a step-by-step guide, I would say, more than anything else, so there are plenty of other champions you can use. And also, don't worry about if you haven't got the champions or you're worried about building up your champion. Hit the friend request button. As soon as I've accepted it, if I've got room, feel free to accept any of those heroes, but also see other people in your guild that you're probably already friends with and say, can you put one of these champions on, or how do you do GR2-19? Can you add me in as your friend, and can you put this champion down as an assist? I hope this has been helpful for you. So a quick run over the champions and their gear. Just remember, it's stats over gear, so you can have a quick look through what I did it with. Skills, they're all booked out, they're only epics. She's got her artifact on and that's all fully done up. Maul hasn't, his artifact isn't fully booked up. He has got his A5 done, which reduces the cost by 5, which is helpful. Of course all his skills are done up, and that's his gear there as well. The gear requirements are a little bit, I would say, heavy. I would prefer if they were loosened up a touch, but there you go. Then there's Dolores. Obviously she's in a normal Dolores build, just got attack going everywhere on her as much as you can, and that helps her out with that ultimate. Next we've got Olad tank. He's just an HP going everywhere. The other tank I used was Codor, and he is in the video we did yesterday. On a play test with him, he's still in full defense. Laurel, she's got gear missing. She hasn't got a lot of gear anyway, but this is an invigoration set. She should have had that on, really. That's a nice little buff it gives, isn't it? So I'll put that on before she's available for anyone. I know you won't be able to get the 3-star thing because I think you've got to have it non-assisted. It's just a method of you can try things out before you have to put your time and energy into actually making anyone up. And she's leveled up just to get her talent done, so as long as you've got that talent done, she's usable, and maybe an invigoration useless set just for the buff that it can put on someone. You never know. So you could put it on and she's going to hit her Idril, and that will give Idril another little boost to her damage as well. This is the rare we used, and we are only booking him up to a point where he's got this skill done. So he's 4-star 40 and he's got no gear on realistically. Although that being said, I think I did experiment once where you could put the gear on that reduces the coin cost by 1. It's only 1, but you'll use it in 2 or 3 times. There's 2 or 3 coins straight back you could save for someone you're not even really using, to be honest, to do anything other than use his talent. You can put him with no gear on, or you can save yourself 1 cost every time you use him. If you could leave me a thumbs up and a subscribe, it does take a little while to do, and we can get this out to more people. Thank you very much for your time, and I will see you in a video tomorrow where I'm going to pull for twofers. Thanks for your time. Cheers and goodbye.